Hello, people of the tube, and welcome back to another Gaming News with Chris and Brian. I'm Chris.
Brian.
Alright, now like last week we talked about Nintendo, now it's Microsoft's turn. If you've ever wondered what Microsoft was doing before they got into the console wars with Nintendo and Sony, well, we're about to tell you. Microsoft was originally a computer company. They were formed, Microsoft, of course, was the computer company that began on April 4th in 1975 and was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Mostly they made computer software, and they made their own computer in which they put IBM on. And then eventually they just made program after program. Well, in 2001, uh, a team of Microsoft employees convinced Bill Gates that it would be a smart move to come into the console wars. And that's how it happened. So, four men by the name of Kevin Backus, Samus Blackley, Otto Burkus, and Ted Hayes formed a company called Redman Giants. It was their first console team, and together they formed bringing together the Microsoft Game Studios. And what they did was they basically built a computer inside of a box, which they called Microsoft Direct Xbox, as it was called. And it had double the processing power that the PlayStation 2 had, and it was unveiled by Bill Gates himself. 2 years after it was announced in 1998, it was unveiled in 2000 at the Game Developers Conference by Bill Gates. Um,
Uh, I
uh,
didn't know that.
Yes. The thing what made the Xbox popular on its release was the video game Halo Combat Evolved. Halo sold a hell of a lot of
It was
copies.
the only reason to have Xbox. No.
That that was a lot of reasons why a lot of people had Xboxes. I'm going to name a few of the really popular games that started the Xboxes. Well, Rain and Being Badass. Um, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell would
That was
push
the one.
the original Xbox hardware. So would games like Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, Psychonauts, Elder Scrolls Morrowind, Ninja Gaiden, and Jade Empire, which were all high sellers on the console, and pretty much made the console what it is today.
The
And then, of
thing,
course, do what?
sorry, if I could jump in for a second. The thing that made the Xbox cool was it had a bunch of extra buttons. In addition to like the face buttons and the shoulder buttons, it had the black and white buttons, which was racist as fuck, but still pretty cool.
Yes, the controller was new for the time, and so was a lot of things. The Xbox pretty much revolutionized the video game consoles, and it's still innovating today with the Xbox One and all kinds of stuff. Right now, of course, just like our Nintendo one, I'm going to show you some hardware from Xbox One. Here is a Xbox One exclusive game. Um, this is Dead Rising 3 for Xbox One, and I don't know if this is how the PS4 cases work, but Xbox has changed up their cases recently from the 360 cases, and now the discs are like this.
No, that's not how PS4 looks at all.
Yes, the discs have changed sides. Now they're on this side instead of the usual side, which at first is annoying to get used to, but I'm fine with it now. So,
Only thing is they went from gray to blue. That's the only
yeah,
thing
well,
about PlayStation.
these went from fucking green to green. So,
Huh.
anyway, so,
What's the
now,
controller look like for Xbox One?
well, shit, I thought about bringing it out, but I didn't bring it out.
Oh, you're fucking troll.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
god damn it. Hey,
I've, I've never seen one. I've only had a 360.
well, shit, if I would have fucking thought about it, I would have brought it out, but I didn't quite think about it, so.
Oh,
Okay, uh, So, I guess we're going to ask the same questions as we did in the Nintendo. So, let's start with you, Brian. We're going to ask, what was your favorite game on the original Xbox, the 360, and unfortunately, you don't have Xbox One. Uh,
No.
but we're going to ask the same questions as we did with Nintendo. So, what was your first Xbox console? What was the first game you played, and what was the first game you loved on it?
I've honestly never had the original Xbox console. My nephew actually had it from my dad's side. I have a bunch of half brothers, so I mean, I got some nephews that are older than me. But anyway, he had an Xbox, and I was playing Dead or Alive, which is a fighting game. It's got a bunch of fighters on it. I was playing with the professional wrestler, go figure. But it was a lot of fun. And I'd be remiss if I hadn't said that I'd play Halo. Halo is freaking awesome.
All right. So that was the game that you remember playing on there the best, and you loved it, and all that shit.
Pretty much between those two, those were the only ones that I really continuously played.
All right. Well, I did play the original console. My brother owned the original console, and I played a lot of games on the original Xbox. Shit like the rare game Raises Hell, Halo 1 and 2, Black, Gun, which is one of my favorite games of all time. I fucking love Gun. Mafia.
Mafia is fun.
Fuck, that's all kinds of original Xbox games. Psychonauts I played. I played Jade Empire. Uh, I played a lot. Knights of the Old Republic. I played a lot of those on the original Xbox, and it was good. The console is still a damn good console, and it still has good games.
Revolutionary.
Do
Well,
what?
it was revolutionary. It was the first one, if I'm not mistaken, to have triggers, which now PlayStation 4's got as well. Instead of the second shoulder buttons, it's got triggers.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the original Xbox was revolutionary. It was a damn good console. Um, and I will, okay, I'm going to interrupt the Microsoft talking for one thing. Unfortunately, I did not mention this on our last episode when we talked about Nintendo, but Nintendo GameCube was also a very good console with a lot of good games. So let me just
Yeah,
throw that in there real quick. I'm sorry that I didn't mention it in the Nintendo one, so now I mentioned it. But so let's get back to Microsoft, shall we?
yeah.
Okay. Uh, well, that was my first experience with the original Xbox. It was just picking up my brother's controller and just playing games. Um, I really don't remember in one certain game that I played the most. I mean, I played Gun a lot, but aside from that, there really wasn't nothing else. I mean, oh, well, I guess I can consider when me and him used to play fucking Ghost Recon a lot. I mean, I used to play Ghost Recon a lot, and it was really fun. Then Splinter Cell I played on there too. It was cool.
Splinter
Um,
Cell what got my eye on it, but I never got an Xbox. I should have,
yeah,
considering it was better than PlayStation 2 at the time.
yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in our next episode. Our next episode is a Sony, but unfortunately, uh, well, like this, I'm going to do a quick history and all that shit, like I did for this one in Nintendo. But we're
Yeah,
not gonna go through a lot of their shit. Like Sony made their first TV and Blue de Blue and the internet service and shit like that. That's just stupid. But we will do a short history like I just did for these two. So there's
okay.
that. Anyway, but here's the thing: the Xbox 360, I think, won the last console war against the PS3 and the Wii. Uh, with the amazing third-party support that it got from all kinds of other game developers, and I mean, it won for the plain fact that it had more games. that is the console to have if you are a gamer. Uh, the PS3 didn't really have much. Whatever it had, the Xbox basically had, and whatever PlayStation had that wasn't on the Xbox wasn't really that great. Aside
They've
from
never
little,
been good at that though. That's one
yeah,
thing
true.
about Sony. They've never had like the game, the games to have. Excuse me, but they've never had good exclusive games. The real downside that I could see with 360, I've had 6 red rings whenever I owned an Xbox 360. I love their games, but if it wasn't for all the red rings, I would probably still have mine.
I do have I have to agree with that. The problem isn't with the games; it was with the hardware itself. Uh, Dead Rising killed a whole hell of a lot of motherfucking Xbox 360s, and Xbox 360s really don't last that long if you don't take
No,
proper care of them. Plus, it doesn't help that one game can possibly fucking break a console. Plus, it's a good game, so it's
yeah,
sad that a good game can break your console. Now, if it was some shitty game that no one would ever want to play, I understand that. But when a good game breaks your console, that's sort of annoying. Uh, but you know, that's a problem. That's a problem. It's not really a big deal anymore. Like, I don't know of anyone who cries about getting red rings anymore. Mostly because obviously the new consoles are out. So there's
and the new
that.
consoles don't do that.
Yeah.
Except for one weird incident that I'll bring up in the next episode, but I'll save that for the Sony talk.
Well, good. You save that one for Sony then. Now there were reports of the Xbox One like breaking up and shit, but a lot of those were false, and a lot of those were also due to stupidity. I mean, they're just stupid. But uh, let's see, what else is there to cover for Microsoft? I do believe that it won last gen, and it will probably win this one too.
Well, the cool thing is you can take your controllers, I don't know if you know this, and plug them directly into your computer and use them for computer gaming as well.
Yep.
I always thought that was really cool,
Oh
that they
yeah.
were compatible with any computer.
Yep.
And it's just really awesome to play any kind of third party freeware or even anything you bought. Like, I don't know who buys PC games, but it's just really cool to play it on a controller, in my opinion. But
Oh
yeah, that was the thing I liked about owning a 360.
nah. This it won last gen, and I'm gonna call it now. I mean, this is pretty early, but
Yeah.
I'm even gonna call it now that it will win this gen also. Um, the thing is, to me, Sony is behind. Xbox was in the
I'll
beginning.
agree with that.
Sony and Xbox both had limited exclusives, but here's the thing: Xbox is releasing their exclusives already. They keep pumping them out. Sony is waiting for these big. They're hyping up these big releases, shit like the new Uncharted and fucking Order 18, whatever. Except here's the problem: you're waiting.
Nobody cares.
Yes, you're waiting on these other games and you're hyping them and hyping them and hyping them. But what if they suck? Everyone says the order already sucks. So when the order sucks, now
I
what do you
play,
have?
I played Uncharted by accident. I don't like it, but I know people that do. I made 25 bucks off that game, so I'm pretty
Well,
happy.
yeah, well, no, I like Uncharted. I liked Uncharted 2. Now, I didn't like the other two, but 2 was fine with me.
I
Uh,
had 1, 2, and 3 only because it came with the controller.
mm,
And I didn't know what it was, but I thought it was pretty damn cool that I got a collector set of something and just played it. It was fun, but just not my cup of tea, really.
I I mean, I had the PS3 for a while, and I played, and it was hard. It was hard finding games. It was hard finding games to borrow from other people. Now, when I have my 360, I can borrow games from a ton of people. People are like, here's a game, here's a game, here's a game. Have you played this? Here's a game, here's a game, here's a game, here's a game, here's a game. It's kind of like a woman passing out pussy at a concert. It's like, here's some pussy, here's some pussy, here's some pussy, here's some pussy. But
Oh, come on, Chris. We know that don't really happen. No,
but
but yeah,
when you ask for PS3 games, you're lucky to get some dude who'll just be like, "Well, here's Resistance 2."
well, dude, even this gen, go look at the Xbox One aisle in GameStop or Walmart, whichever you prefer, and go look at the PS4. There's nothing that I really want that I don't already have. And that's sad because I only got like 4 games.
Yep. Right
And that,
now, right now I have one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. I have 10 games
how
on
many
the
of those are Xbox exclusive?
one, two, one, two. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them are.
There you go, people. Over half of those are Xbox exclusive.
Yep.
I'm,
No,
I'm not bashing Sony. I'm a Sony guy, but I gotta agree with you. They're dropping the ball on the games.
they are dropping
Ball.
a huge fucking ball. When it comes to Sony. Here's the thing. Just like PS3. They're not going to put out many games because they're too busy concentrating on the graphics. Because the graphics are so amazing. The graphics run at 1080p while the Xbox runs at blue. Here's the thing. For these graphics, first of all, your eyes cannot tell the difference
No.
uh, at all. So that's just stupid to even argue that point.
And here's the thing. If you're not running a TV at 1080p, you're not gonna get those graphics. I mean, I got a high definition TV, but I don't know who like all has the money to put out for a high def TV. You know, pretty much everything's high def now. But really, who can tell the difference between PS4 and Xbox One?
Well, here's how you tell the difference between those two consoles. One has games, the other don't. So
I
there's
was talking
that.
about graphics
Well, no,
wise.
obviously I was making a joke, but no. The thing is, and this is what's funny, and this is what everyone said about the PS3 or PS4 when it was released. Um, it's a better gaming console. Why is it a better gaming console? Because the Xbox One has shit you don't need. Like what? It has music and it has movies and it has shit like Netflix and Crackles and all this shit. Well,
So
here's
does
the
the PS4?
yes, and they had to downgrade the graphics to add all this extra shit they had. Here's the thing: when your gaming console, your PS4, doesn't have games, it's not a gaming console now, is it? Let's let's think about this. I don't care if it runs fucking 4K. It does not. If it doesn't have games, it's not a
And
console.
games worth playing. I mean,
Yes.
there is no PS, PlayStation, um, good PlayStation exclusive games anymore. You remember Metal Gear? Now
Yep.
that is a game worth mentioning.
It is. But guess what? Xbox has it now, so
I was gonna get to that. And their version has the snake with eyes. The original PlayStation version before Xbox redid it didn't show Snake's eyes. They were blacked out.
here's okay. Here's the nitty gritty. Okay, I don't even know why this would be what we're doing right now. Technically, would be for a separate episode. But let's get this shit out of the way, because this is a Microsoft episode. We're going to talk about the Xbox, and of course, we're going to have to talk about the motherfucking PlayStation, because no one
They're in
cares about.
direct competition.
Yes, because no one cares about Nintendo. The Wii U isn't competing with them. The Wii U is on
No.
its separate little plane over here,
I don't
producing
even
kids.
know what the hell the Wii U is anymore.
The Wii U is over here, pushing out its own shit. It's not
Yeah.
even competing. The two that are competing are the Xbox One and the PS4. No one ever says, the Xbox One is shit and the PS4 is shit. Get a Wii U. No one in the history of fucking time says that shit.
Except for Madison.
No one says that. No one says that. So it comes down to these two. Here's the thing. Even if your graphics are better, and let's say your controllers are better, which is actually something I heard before. I don't know. I've never felt the PS4 controller. I really don't give a fuck. Um, guess what? It's not a gaming console if it doesn't have one fucking thing, and that's games. When you don't have games on this gaming console, then it's not a gaming console. It's a useless pile of shit. When my console, this console that everyone fucking ranked on because it had lower graphic specs, has more fucking games and better games and just better all around everything, better internet service, then guess what, so niggers, you can go fuck yourselves.
And here's the thing. They've gotten so comfortable at the top that they don't even realize. Sony, I mean, they've gotten so comfortable with cutting corners. Look at Xbox Live. Their servers hardly ever break. And when they do, they get fixed right away.
Yep.
Ours break. You're lucky if you get a week. And now, you remember how they used to bill online as free?
Yep.
Well, the PS4 is revolutionary because online is free, but online play is not. The only free feature is share play, which is something entirely different where you can like play a demo of the game pretty much against your buddy.
Wait, okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. Here's the thing about Xbox. First of all, yeah, you had to pay to play online. Uh,
There's no hidden.
yes, there's no hidden fees. There's no fucking, in PlayStation 3 you could play online for free. That
And
was
it was
fine.
shitty.
Yes, but
I
here's the
wasn't into
thing.
that. I
Now
got
you have
tired of those stories.
Now you have to pay to play online on the PS4. And yeah, you get free games a month. But guess what? So do I. Except here's the thing between the PS4 and the Xbox One. PS4 only gets indie games for free. I get actual games. You want to know what next month's free game is?
What?
Rayman Legends, a game that sells for $60.
Wow, that's awesome.
You're damn right it is. You know what this month's free games were? Fucking iDarb and Worms Battlegrounds. iDarb is one of the funnest games you've ever played in
And
your life.
Worms Battleground is actually a PlayStation. Well, was one of those PlayStation games at first. But I
So
was
there,
playing a version of that.
so there you go. And guess what? This month's free game was on 360.
But,
Brothers and Sniper Elite V2.
wow,
Yeah, and guess what next month's is? Bioshock Infinite and Tomb Raider.
that's
Full
awesome.
Yes, full, real developer AAA games for free. No indie bullshit. No, none of that. Real games.
And indie
Suck
games
a,
are good, but they're not really worth it.
suck a dick, Sony. Suck a dick. But, don't think that we're just gonna sit here and rap on Sony tonight. We're not.
Yeah,
That
no,
next week.
because I got a PS4. I don't really rap on them too much, but Xbox is by far pulling the better strings.
Yes. Next week is Sony. Next week's episode will be specifically for Sony, and it is for the Sony fans, and it is for everything Sony. Just like this
Yep.
week's was Microsoft, and next week's was Nintendo's.
And I
So,
can talk a lot more about the Sonys because I've owned almost every PS there is.
So, this is the end of tonight's episode. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us, and we hope to see you again next week for Gaming News with Chris and Brian Sony Edition. My name is Chris,
My name is Brian.
and it is time to see you motherfuckers the fuck out. Now get the fuck off my show.
Yeah.